Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Coming up this week, there are more details about the alligator attack that took the life of 2-year-old Lane Graves last month. Also in the news this week, rumors are swirling that Universe of Energy may be getting a long overdue makeover. Also, we're going to discuss the new Coca-Cola store that opened at Disney Springs this past weekend. And we'll have our thoughts on spending some time this 4th of July at the Polynesian. All that coming up next. From the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, this is the Diz Unplugged. This is the Diz Unplugged, episode 899 for the week of July 5th, 2016. The Diz Unplugged is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show, coming to you live from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined at the table this week by my good friends, Kathy Whirling.
Hi, everybody.
Teresa Eccles.
Hey, y'all.
Corey Martin.
Just happy to be here.
And back in the production nook, our associate producer, Rhino Clavin.
Hello.
Along with producer Craig Williams.
Hi.
Caught you off guard there, did we?
You did catch me off guard, so yeah.
He needs a taller mic stand.
Congratulations. No, it's just
Well, speaking of congratulations, we need to send congratulations out to a good friend of ours, Steve Porter, who announced yesterday on Facebook that he and his now fiancée are engaged.
What?
So,
Yay.
congratulations, Steve.
It all begins.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And
Michaela?
I'm very
Godspeed.
uncomfortable. What's going on?
Just a little microphone.
Oh.
Snafu.
Oh, I see.
Steve Porter. Stevie? Or little
Yeah.
Skippy?
Yeah.
You got him already?
I did. I'm thinking, I'm going through my mind. How
Well,
do I know that name?
You might want to remember him because, things change and situations change all the time. That's all I can say.
Okay.
People move, then they come back. So
I loved Skippy. Okay.
Oh,
what is the matter with you in the Switch?
she was saying I love Skippy, so I changed to her, but it was right when you were winking, so it got a little strokey for a second.
Maybe after another year, Rhino will be able to operate the Switch properly.
I'm ready to be introduced now.
What, your microphone wasn't working?
No, we were all bundled up, or not bundled up. Wow, that is the wrong word to use.
Okay, we're just going to move on.
It's a tight studio we have.
We've got a lot to talk about in housekeeping before we get into the news. First of all, we are just less than a few weeks away from the 10th anniversary Mega Meet that takes place the weekend of July 22nd through the 26th. And very, very excited. A lot of things going on that weekend. First, we just want to let everybody know, again, there'll be a link in the show notes page to the thread on the boards that John is managing with all the details. So we'll have a link to that in the show notes page so you can follow it there. But the room for credentials pickup and the silent auction has been moved to Marvin Gardens rooms A, B, and C, still at the Boardwalk Convention Center. And let me just mention that John and Kevin aren't here because John had to have some dental work done today. So that's why they couldn't be here today. But John wanted me to make sure that I mentioned that the rooms were moving to Marvin Gardens, A, B, and C. I guess it beats being on Baltic. Now, we are going to be doing a silent auction during the event, obviously, but we are going to make that silent auction available to everyone. Silent auction will be conducted online that weekend. So everybody's going to have a chance to bid. We're trying to raise as much money for Give Kids the World as we can. So we're going to have a great big online silent auction going on during the event. So stay tuned for that. Right now, here is the schedule as it stands for that weekend. Friday the 22nd, we'll start registration at 2 p.m. Although from 12 to 3 on Friday, people will have an opportunity to bid in. Well, we're going to open this all up on Friday to sign up for everything. But if you want to have an opportunity to take a tour of the studio and have lunch here with me in the house, in the studio, also with Rhino and Craig, we're going to be auctioning that off starting this Friday. And that will be Friday, July 22nd, that you'll get a chance to do that. We'll provide the transportation, bringing you here and back to property. That'll be from noon to 3 on Friday the 22nd. And at 4:05 p.m., not at 4, but 4:05, we're going to be auctioning off an opportunity to have high tea with Mom and Oliver at the Grand Floridian. So that's what's going on that Friday. That Saturday, from 12 to 2 in Epcot, Kathy will be doing her Figment meet and ride-through. Mm-hmm. So some of you are going to have to literally sign up to stand in a standby line and watch the worst ride at Disney World.
But we're going to have fun.
You'll have fun with Kathy. Believe me, Kathy is far more entertaining than that dreadful attraction that she is so attached to. I love Figment too. I think she should be protesting that Figment is put in such an awful attraction. So she'll be doing that from 12 to 2 on Saturday the 23rd at Epcot. From 2:30 to 4:30, you'll have the opportunity to go vlogging around the world with Rhino there at Epcot. And from 5:30 to 7:30, you can join Corey, Craig, Julie, and Teresa at Disney Springs for what they're calling a sip and dine.
Sip and snack.
Sip and snack, sip and dine,
Yeah,
whatever you want to call it. Sip and snack. Okay. Sip and snack flows better.
Yeah.
On Sunday, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., there'll be the scavenger hunt. The New England Disney is sponsoring that. That's going to be on the monorail loop. And we'll have links for you. You can sign up for that also in that thread, but you'll find links to that on the show notes page, disunplug.com. And from 2 to 4 p.m. on Sunday, Connecting with Walt on Main Street with Michael Craig and Tom Bell. Of course, on Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, the big show, the actual 10th anniversary, the 10 years to the day from when the first episode went up. We will have our show at the Cirque du Soleil Theater at Disney Springs. Very excited by that. And at 8 p.m. That night, we're going to be hosting an Epcot Fireworks dessert party. It will be $65 a person, and you'll be able to sign up for that come this Friday. So Friday, 9 a.m., this coming Friday, 9 a.m., we're opening all this up to sign up. Some of the things you're going to have to bid for, highest bidders for high tea with Oliver and Mom, highest bidders for lunch here in the studio. The Epcot's Fireworks dessert party is $65 a person. And the rest of the meets are free to attend if you're joining us for the event. Just have to sign up for it so we know how many to expect. So we are very excited.
Action-packed.
It's an action-packed weekend.
Going to be a lot of fun.
And, of course, the registration area is going to be open throughout the event. And, members of the team will be manning that for
auction items
registration,
will be there
and you'll be
see.
able to take a look at the silent auction items. And the software that we're going to be using, everybody's going to there's not going to be any pieces of papers and pencils to bid. You're going to bid from your phone or your iPad. And if you don't have one, we'll have an iPad available there where you'll be able to place your bid on all the items. And it'll be bidding in real time with everybody else in the world. So
It's like our own little eBay.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Awesome.
So that's that. Before I do the upcoming shows this week, anybody have anything for housekeeping?
I do. The Flatties, I've raised almost $400 so far. If you'd like to purchase a Flatty for $10 to help give kids the world out, the power of 10, we'll have that in the show notes page. So keep us
Awesome.
busy making Flatties.
And Oliver has also offered depending on how much money is raised, to go to the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique in the Magic Kingdom and get a princess makeover.
Oh. I'm
Yeah.
going to go with him. That would be fun.
Oh, we all will go.
Oh, we're going to go videotape that. Yes,
We have to
are.
videotape that. So I don't know. How much do we think separate? And this has to be separate. Like I think if we can raise $5,000 for Give Kids the World, I think that would be a good number, don't you?
Are you saying 5,000 overall? Or are you saying like that's this
5,000 specifically for this.
Oh, Oliver's worth a lot less than that. We could have done it, but I think we could do that to get him into the big bippity boppity boutique. Jesus, I want to put 5,000 up just to see it happen. So
Yeah, I'd be willing to do that. So got a lot. I'm really looking forward to. I can't fathom that it's been 10 years. I cannot fathom that it has been 10 years since we sat and did that first show. It was you, me, Bob, and Ricky.
Yeah, in
Ricky
your
Pearson.
dining room table.
At my dining room table.
Wow.
I
Didn't
can't
even
believe
know
I've
what
been
an
doing it for
RSS feed
8.
was.
Yeah. Oh,
at
we
that
knew
time,
nothing.
You know,
We knew nothing.
I still have the sketches of the logo, the variations.
Do you really?
Yeah, somewhere. Probably on an old computer. It was probably a PC.
Yeah, I know. Back in.
Me?
Although I got to tell you something, I
Corey?
recently got Oculus Rift, which is a virtual reality gaming system, which is unbelievable. But I needed a PC to run it, so I actually had to buy a real PC. I gotta be honest. I like it.
I love my PC.
I like it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because it's been so long since I've really used one. I mean, I've used like some notebooks and things like that, but as far as like a real powerful desktop, because you have to have a pretty powerful machine to run this. Like, wow, this is fast and it's really kind of cool. So I don't know. I don't know what might be happening to me.
Uh-oh.
But I find myself, when I have a choice right now between the Mac or the PC, I'm finding myself on the PC more.
Well, you're talking about your phone the other day too.
Well, yeah, I just got the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. It is the best phone I've ever used. It blows the iPhone out of the water. I'm sorry. The display, the camera, the speed, everything. It just blows the iPhone out of the water. I got to be honest. I'm really thinking about making it my primary phone, and that would be if I did that, that would be the first time since the iPhone came out that an iPhone has not been my primary phone. Because yes, I have 3 phones. But just because I need to be able to test things on a Windows phone, an Android, and an iPhone. That, and I just
Well,
like
and the crime fighting at night too, obviously.
yes. Then there's my secret life as Batgirl.
High heels and all.
All right. So anyway, let's move on to our upcoming shows. This past Monday, the Dreams Unlimited Travel podcast had part 1 of a 4-part series on Aulani. Talked about the rooms and things to do around the resort. Coming up next Monday will be an entire show dedicated to the food at Aulani, which was very good. They are also running a contest this month. We have a chance to win a trip to Aulani, but you have to watch the show for details. So make sure you head over to disunplug.com. Just click on the Dreams Unlimited Travel logo, and you'll be taken to all those shows, and you can find out more about that. Also, every Monday, the Disneyland edition of the Diz Unplugged. This week, the team discusses the recent decision by the city of Anaheim to ban all short-term vacation home rentals, which I think will have a big impact on Airbnb.
Yeah, that's becoming a huge thing.
And I think Disney's flexing its muscles in Anaheim. Plus, Tom talks about his recent stay at the Portofino Inn and Suites. I believe that was with you.
It was very romantic.
So you're ready to talk publicly about your relationship with Tom Bell?
I think that's in the news stories today, actually.
Is it?
No.
Oh, no, you're a bad man. You're a bad man. Of course, every Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, live, DizUnplugged.com, the universal edition of the Diz Unplugged with Craig Williams, Rhino Clavin, and Oliver Green. And Craig, what are you talking about now?
This week we are finally doing our coverage on Royal Pacific Resort at Universal. So we're going to be talking about the things that we enjoyed about it, and we are also going to be talking about the things that we disliked about it as we review the hotel. So a little bit different take on how we would do a normal review.
I'll just get my piece in now. Those redesigned rooms suck. And
really?
Housekeeping needs to be fired and completely redone. And we rented 3 rooms we had 3 rooms while we were there. Every single one of them was filthy.
Wow.
I mean, drink rings on the furniture, dust it was
Jeez.
awful. It was awful. Plus,
Sticky surfaces.
there there was no relaxing tropical type feel to this room. It looked like a boutique hotel room in New York.
Leather Daddy's Polynesian Adventure.
Yes,
That's
it was
right.
Leather Daddy's Polynesian Adventure. Yes.
Jeez.
So I would not, let me put it to you this way, I would not stay there again.
Huh.
I would not stay there again.
Wow.
For me, it's Portofino. I like the Hard Rock. Again, the same 12-year-old girl who redesigned the rooms at the Hard Rock redesigned the rooms at, and same color scheme. It's like they had one idea, and they just, thank God they didn't let this person get near the Portofino. Portofino, Cabana Bay. Those are two I will absolutely stay at.
Did they cheapen it, or did they just like take away the style?
The style. I mean, if you like gray and pink, if you think gray and pink, I mean, I almost get it for Hard Rock,
Yeah.
but for Royal Pacific,
No.
Gray and pink, gray and purple, no. Boutique hotel room in New York, and the Hard Rock looks like a 12-year-old girl's room. So anyway,
Can't wait to go.
sorry. So Friday-ish, Diz Pop with Rhino Clavin and occasionally Oliver Green.
Yes, when I can lock that Brit down. This week, I think actually I think it is going to be Oliver and I this week because we're going to do a review of Tarzan. We just
Tarzan.
start with you, Tarzan, and
We went to go see that on Saturday night over
Yeah.
at Disney Springs.
yeah, and so we're going to do a review of that. I might do an Independence Day one too, so you might have 2 episodes this week, and then next Friday will be the return of the Arts and Crafts and Drinks. So there's not going to be a video episode on Friday, but there'll be 2 audio episodes this week. So
3. Secret Life of Pets as
there
well.
will be 3 audio-only episodes. So enjoy those. And then Arts and Crafts next week.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Rhino. And of course, every Friday for the month of July, Connecting with Walt is back with Michael Bowling and Craig Williams. Last week, what was the show last week?
Last week,
It was the Windows on Main Street.
Yeah, it was Windows on Main Street. I completely forgot to mention it on the show last week.
Sorry, Michael. Last week the show was about Windows on Main Street. This coming Friday, they'll be comparing and contrasting the layout and design of the Magic Kingdom here in Orlando with Walt's original Disneyland out in Anaheim. So be sure to tune in for that this Friday, disunplugged.com. And if nobody else has anything, that's going to do it for me for housekeeping.
Well, did you want to mention those shirts that you bought? The 6 T-shirts that you bought from the Designers United Against.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me.
I meant to tell you ahead of time, and I thought about it as soon as we started. Sorry.
And it was
Designers United Against Hate.
so Rhino pointed out on DizPop last Friday this group called Designers United Against Hate that have created these T-shirts. You know, they're Disney-themed T-shirts that they're selling with all of the proceeds going to help the families of the victims of the Pulse shooting. And so I put it out on my Twitter. We put it up on Facebook. The shirts look fantastic. People that we're talking to that have gotten the shirts are like thrilled with them. It's in really good quality, beautiful designs. So we really want to help these guys in every way we can. So
I'm just double checking to make sure I had the link right. It's designersunitedagainst.hate.com. There's 6 designs up there. If you don't want a T-shirt, they put them on mugs. There was like iPhone cases. There's duvets. Whatever. They're just 6 people that felt like they needed to come together. I believe. Don't quote me, but in the beginning it was free worldwide shipping too. So they'll ship everywhere. So check them out. They also have a link to the GoFundMe page on there as well, too, so they're some business. They're very nice people.
yeah, it's awesome. So designersunitedagainst.hate.com and go check out. These are really, really cool shirts.
I love the
like if I saw
one.
these shirts like hanging in like on Main Street in the Magic Kingdom,
Yeah.
I would grab these shirts.
Yeah.
They
Wow.
were so cool.
And they're not overtly. If you're somebody worried for whatever reason, I don't know, worried about rainbowing and or anything like that. They're not overtly homosexual or anything. It's just like the
They're
Fantasyland
mildly
one was-
homosexual.
they're on a scale of 0 to Oliver Green. They're somewhere in the middle. So it's
Oh my!
Jeez.
Which, and this one makes Oliver look butch. So it really should be on a scale of 0 to Rhino Clavin, with
Right,
Oliver
really?
Green kind of being
I did have a scare this
What's the
weekend.
URL again?
designersunitedagainst.hate.com.
They must be flooded right now. I'm trying.
Did we do that?
Yeah, we're just that fast. Yeah.
So yeah, please go check them out. So with that, we'll wrap up housekeeping and throw it over to Ms. Kathy Whirling, resplendent in pink. Yeah, she's like very pink today. We've got she had like the pink notepad and the pink mouse, and she's got the pink
Wow.
blouse going on.
Hey, you know how it is.
So
Okay.
it's all yours, Kathy.
So, father says 2 gators were involved in attack on toddler at Disney. Records were released this week that give more details about the incident on June 14th, in which an alligator dragged 2-year-old Lane Graves into the lagoon at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. The records indicate email reports turned in by Captain Tom Wellens of the Reed Creek Fire Department the day after the attack. Early on June 15th, Wellens told Matt Graves, the father of the little boy, that he needed to seek medical attention for the wounds on his hands from the gator's teeth. Graves refused to leave the area, but Wellens was finally able to persuade him and told him he could come back after getting medical treatment. In Wellens' email report, he wrote that Graves shared the horror that he experienced as his son was being pulled into the water and how another gator attacked him as he fought for his son. Wellens' email was forwarded by Assistant Chief Stan Painter to Orange County officials to let them know that they should be on the alert for another alligator. Officials continued to search for Lane's body until the afternoon of June 15th, when it was found 6 feet under the water but intact, 15 yards from the attack site.
Yeah, have you ever heard of gators?
No.
Gangs of gators.
Yeah, that was surprising. But, we were at the Poly. I was at the Poly this weekend for the 4th of July. And, they've got you can't miss. These signs are every 6 inches. These big signs. There's no ambiguity to these signs. Yet, there are kids swinging on these ropes and these fences,
That's exactly.
And-
We were over at Caribbean Beach and we thought the same thing.
And you know what? I said this in today's Daily Fix. I do not on any level blame the parents
No.
of this little boy for what happened. The signs, while I don't believe Disney was being craven with the signs that they had up, the signs were just said no swimming. And I can understand how a family from Nebraska would not think that, I'm at Disney World. I'm going to wade, calf deep into the water and, with my kids, not expecting an alligator attack. I get that completely. Then. Now, it's a different story. Clearly now with these fences up, they don't want you near the water. Clearly with these big-ass signs that say, gators and snakes, you will die. Stay out of the damn lakes. It has been and unless you live under a rock, you have heard this story. So if you are going to let your kids swing on a rope by water, because I saw it at the Grand Floridian too, by water where a 2-year-old was just killed, then, as I said in the Daily Fix, there is no cure for stupidity. There is no cure for stupidity. People, please, for the love of God, stay out of the damn lakes. Enough already. Common sense now. Big signs, fences, dead children. What do you need? Keep your kids away from the damn lakes.
We went to a
God.
We went to a 4th of July party last night, and it's very crowded, and people were setting up chairs everywhere, and there was this big lake where we were at. It was very murky. And you see these people setting up their little foldable, collapsible chairs all along the lake, and their kids are kind of running behind. And Julie and I were just looking, going, we're in Central Florida. It's still on the news. I mean, how can you just move away, move on the sidewalk? But seeing how these parents are like facing where the fireworks are going to shoot off, and their kids are running behind them, and it's like, you know, you don't know if there's alligators in there, but you kind of, you know,
Well, like
especially
I said,
being local, you got to do that.
At this particular point in time, right now, in the aftermath of this horrible thing, anybody doing that is just plain stupid. You're just plain stupid, and you're negligent, maybe criminally negligent. If you let your kids near water in Florida right now, you're crazy. You're crazy.
I want to point out too in this photo right here, this isn't even the finished fence because so it's a pole with the rope going through it, but then there's another rope, and then in between the ropes there's netting. So it's
Right.
very clearly stay away from here rope. It's not come hang out like it's
Yeah, like
a
I
fence
said,
you
there's no
shouldn't be hanging
ambiguity
on.
to this.
Yeah.
Disney has now done everything within their power, but they can't cure stupid. They can't cure stupid. And yeah, big danger. Alligators and snakes in area. Stay away from the water.
How old are these kids you saw? Were they?
So I mean, I would imagine like some of the ones I was seeing,
Alligator
maybe 5,
bait.
4 or 5.
Okay,
Range.
so old enough to. That's crazy.
When we were over at Caribbean Beach,
I don't blame the kids.
No.
I don't blame the kids.
No, it's up to the parents.
It's up to the parents.
But they had an A-frame up saying that the beaches were closed, and it said, sorry for any inconvenience. And I posted that on my Facebook page, and people go, why is Disney apologizing? They should say it's closed for your safety. But it's like, are we going to fence everything in to protect people from themselves? Think of
Well,
it.
you know, but that seems to be the general attitude now is I'm not responsible for anything. It's your responsibility to raise my kids. It's your responsibility to protect my kids. And it's your responsibility to protect me from my own idiocy.
You're saying more now since these signs are up, but you're not blaming the parents.
Oh, absolutely
before.
not.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah, you're saying
let
now.
me be,
Okay.
Let me be absolutely clear. At 0% blame on the parents of this little boy. You know, look, the way it was set up without any barriers, there's a beach, there's water, there's no swimming. You know, and if you're not from here, and apparently, as Corey's pointing out, even if you are from here, you might be a little ugats. If you're not from here, you say, okay, well, there are no lifeguards here, so that's why we shouldn't swim. But we're not swimming, we're just kind of wading in. Completely understandable. I don't blame the parents at all, not one bit. Not one bit. Any parent right now, especially now, in a couple of years, it may be a little different as the memory fades. If things happen, but right now, at this particular point in time, if you are letting your kids near that water, you are negligent. You are negligent. If you are letting your kids near that water, keep them on the beach. Keep them a good distance from the water. No swinging on the ropes. No, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time before we're walking around and we see one of these kids in the water. A matter of time. Mm-hmm. It's all I could think about when I was looking at this. I'm like,
the signs are also up now in the parks in Magic Kingdom.
yeah.
So, you can't escape it. But the point I keep thinking about all the time is when you lived wherever else you lived besides Central Florida, when it said no swimming, didn't you sort of figure that meant not to go in there?
No.
Really?
No, I just thought
No. I would always
0%.
my impression of no swimming is there's no lifeguard here, basically.
Don't swim from the Polynesian to the Grand Floridian. You can't bring floaties into the water. Don't treat this like a pool. That's, going in to rinse your feet off.
Yeah, I mean
that's
again,
different.
these people were not like, they weren't neck deep in the water.
Right.
You're just kind of wading in a little bit with your kids. And, I completely get that. I know not to go in the water because I know what's in there. I know what's in there. I know how many birds have crapped in that water. I know how much oil and
Great
gas
for your
has been.
skin, though.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Give myself a bird crap facial. I know how much gas and oil leaks into those waters over the years from the various watercraft. I know that there are water moccasins. I know there are gators. I live here. I've seen them. I had video. it might even still be on the Diz Unplugged
It was our
channel.
fishing excursion
The
we did.
fishing excursion we did like 5 or 6 years
I
ago,
remember that.
where I have video of a water moccasin. And you could hear the boat captain saying, "Oh yeah, you've got to watch for those. That'll rock your world." Those things are deadly. This isn't an annoying. This isn't a bee sting. These things give you. This thing will kill you if you don't get treatment for it very quickly. A water moccasin bite can kill you. So I think Disney now, beyond any reasonable measure, has done everything imaginable.
Do you think they'll ever take some of it back, take the fences down?
No.
No, nor should they ever.
I haven't been
If
there.
anything, they should be building 12-foot high. Get Donald Trump to come down here and build a wall around the lakes so that people can't go anywhere near it. If that's what has to happen, Let me ask you. You were at the Polynesian, and Kathy, I know you went to Caribbean Beach. Do you think it impacts the view at all? No, not at
I think it from the photos I've seen, it looks like it kind of blends in.
It does. It's very nautical looking. I mean, with the rope and the wood and stuff like that. I don't think it looks
they
bad.
did a nice job, but I think it takes something away from Caribbean Beach.
Well,
I
you know
really
what? We have to. Maybe we have to sacrifice a little
Yeah,
bit in the way of
I guess.
aesthetics.
Maybe it should
to keep
rename it
children from
Caribbean,
getting
not a
killed.
beach, or something.
do. Right.
But I think I think if anything else happens, you're going to see these beach. I think you're going to see. There'll be a 12-foot high wall made of brick and barbed wire to keep people away from these lakes. So
It's just, I don't know. I think that's sort of sad because, the beach club, you think of all the resorts at Disney that have a lake involved, and now it's sort of don't look at the lake, don't go in the lake.
Well, no, you can look at the lake,
Well-
and you can be around the lake. Just stay away from the water. Keep your kids back from the water. You can even go on the beach, and you can sit and watch the fireworks perfectly from the beach.
So
You don't need to be in the water or near the water.
Well, you don't want to get a single-celled amoeba or whatever it was that was killing people before at the other water park too. So it's clearly don't touch any water in Florida.
you
Period.
just need to set up the invisible dog fences around the water. Make sure you can't remove your magic band.
It
Put a
shocks their-
shocker in there.
shocks their hand.
And
There
then
you go.
if you come close, you get zapped.
Exactly.
I'm gonna need that for my house. I think that'd be great.
I'm gonna patent it.
So ankles better.
All right, enough yelling at these people about lakes.
Okay. The Coca-Cola store opens at Disney Springs Town Center.
Nice segue.
It's natural.
Dead children, Coca-Cola.
The new Coca-Cola store and rooftop beverage bar is now open at Disney Springs. This immersive retail store is modeled after a 1920s bottling plant with a brick exterior and a glass-accented entryway inspired by an iconic green glass Coca-Cola bottle. A 30-foot wide blown glass chandelier made of repurposed bottles hangs from the ceiling inside. A variety of Coca-Cola merchandise is available for sale here, including the 5x20 collection, which are items made by women artisans around the world. The rooftop beverage bar offers Coca-Cola brands from around the world, frozen drinks, and Coca-Cola freestyle machines. Adult beverages are available in the evening.
Well, we were over there this Saturday, the day it opened, and it's cool. I just had no idea there was a demand
I didn't
for this
either.
merchandise.
3-story building demand.
I mean,
for
this thing's a behemoth. This is huge. This building, and the rooftop cafe is really kind of cool. And they were Saturday, I think, because it was the opening day. They were giving everything away. There were no adult beverages, but
Not everything was free. I had to pay for that around the world stuff we drank. It was just
Oh, the freestyle?
machine. That was it.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought everything was free.
No.
But yeah, they were giving away freestyle then. But then they were doing these flights of their different sodas from around the world, and so kind of like what you got at Club Cool,
Yeah.
except more.
There were 16 of
Okay.
them
There
here.
were 16 of them.
And that's what you get in the flight. So you don't get it for free.
No,
You pay for it now.
But it's like eight.
it's like-
there's two
it's like
different flights. There's
$8.50, yeah.
8 on one, 8 on the other.
Okay.
And and some of them were really good, and some of them were Beverly.
Beverly was there. How is Beverly there?
What'd she look like?
She's terrible. She looks like what she
Can
tastes
you
like.
pick what you want in the flight, or is it
No,
they give it to
They
you?
give it to you on these big like lunch table trays, and the cups all sit in a circle with the numbered letters, and you just hope to God the person puts it down in the right number, because my person did not put tray 2 in the right order, so I drank Beverly, and I was upset, and so but that's a fun thing. I also saw they'll do them like that, but as floats. They scoop the ice cream in there and stuff.
So did they have any like actual interactive exhibits or anything? Because
No.
whenever
No.
Okay, so it wasn't like a World of Coke. It was just
No.
straight merchandise.
No, it's
and
all.
then-
It's all. Yeah, floors 1 and 2 are all merchandise.
Yeah.
And then the third floor is the cafe.
Was there any like vintage merchandise? Because I know that's highly collectible.
Yeah, there was some. Yeah, there was definitely some vintage
Yeah.
style merchandise. Obviously, not actual
yeah.
vintage.
Yeah.
But there was some vintage. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, they had shirts and caps and magnets and cups. and-
stuff.
I'll go
You know.
check it out in the evening, but it's just not something that.
I'd like to check out I didn't know they were
Appeals
serving
to me.
alcohol, because when we were there, we were going to the movie. It was like 7, so we left before they did that. So
Probably Jack and Coke, Crown and Coke.
that's what I'm
Or,
assuming.
all that stuff with Coke.
Yeah. There was
But
nothing.
they did have some really cool cookbooks that I bought
Oh yeah.
for cooking with Coca-Cola.
Okay.
So we're gonna make some of those. We're gonna do some videos.
That'd be cool.
around that.
Cool.
But yeah, and then we went and saw Tarzan over at the Fork and Dine, or Fork and Screen, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Over at AMC, which I love. I gotta tell you something. The Fork and Screen is the greatest invention since fire.
I've not done that yet.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great. Getting your dinner served, and if you want popcorn and chips,
Just
and
not having to get back up for the
you
refills
don't have to
either.
get up.
You don't. Yeah. As long as you can hold your bladder, you can make it.
So are you like at a table, or are you in
You're
chairs?
you're in chairs, like you're in like nice recliner chairs,
Okay.
and then but there's like there's 2 on one side, 4 in the middle, and then 2 on the other, and you've got a table in front of you.
Okay.
And each spot has a little button that if you want something, you hit the button. Your little server comes up, says, "What do you want?"
Have
And they
to
come
try
and take
that.
your order before the movie starts, and then as the movie starts, like your appetizers will come out, then your main course will come out, and you can order dessert.
Huh.
And I got to tell you, I mean, look, it's not gourmet food, but it's good.
I liked everything.
It
yeah.
was really tasty. I've not had a bad meal yet, and
Have to try
for
that.
it's $17 plus the cost of your food. And I'm going to tell you, it's awesome. I would do it all the time. So this is like the 3rd or 4th time I've done it now. So like if I want to go see a movie, the first thing I do is look and see if Fork and Screen's available. And
So
if it's
it's
not,
not-
I'm kind of like,
So it's like a little bit more than a regular ticket would be, but you're in a
Yeah,
better
yeah,
seat.
And the seats are incredibly comfortable
Okay.
and recline. You got a lot of room. You're not on top of people, and you're really able to recline. And then, like you said, you got a table there with
Yeah.
everything you could need to get through a movie.
That works.
So, yeah, if you get a chance, I highly recommend it. I thought it was a lot of fun. And then I finally got a chance. I got my first opportunity to see Town Center, Disney Springs, which, outdoor mall,
Yeah.
California outdoor mall. Everything's for women. Everything is for women. Very little there for men, which kind of bothered me. There's a Johnston and Murphy. There's a Lucky Jeans, but outside of that, unless you're a man who likes wearing makeup, there is nothing like Rhino.
Well,
Rhino spent a lot of time in MAC.
one does want a hint of color.
One does want a hint of color. But I got a chance to try sprinkles for the first time. Okay. Listen to me, all of you. Captain Crunch ice cream. That's all I'm saying.
I have to tell you right now.
My life is altered forever. Because like when you eat Captain Crunch and like you finish all the Captain Crunch, but then there's the Captain Crunch flavored milk. He's over your sick.
I can't relate.
Okay, so imagine you make ice cream out of that milk, and you will never want for anything again because you will know that is in the world. And you can drive there and get it. Captain Crunch ice cream and sprinkles, you must go. You must go and get it.
This experience going has, so this is the third time I've gone. We went on the opening day, did the video. This was the best experience I've had there so far because they finally started getting seasonal stuff. The lemon meringue ice cream in between the lemon blueberry cupcake I had, I thought I was going to need a cigarette when I was done eating it. It was so good. So good.
It was very, very good. But I got to tell you, it was really cool to hang out at Disney Springs.
Yeah.
Really cool.
It's nice to see it coming back
Oh,
from
yeah.
what it was like.
And I'm going to tell you now, the gauntlet's thrown down. I don't know what Universal could possibly do at City Walk to even begin to touch Disney Springs, but Disney Springs owns it in that regard.
I want to stay at Saratoga Springs now.
Yeah.
Just for the convenience.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. That's a good point. So, all right, what's your next news story, woman?
Okay. Guardians of the Galaxy to now replace Universe of Energy. WDW News Today is now saying that a lavish update is being planned for Mission Space by Walt Disney Imagineering, and that instead, Universe of Energy will close to make way for a Guardians of the Galaxy attraction. This new attraction is apparently already approved and plans are underway. The current building may be gutted or demolished for the new attraction to take over. The current Universe of Energy has been at Epcot since the park opened in 1982, and barring a few updates, is basically still the same. Disney hasn't commented on this rumor yet, but the article is suggesting that the switchover could begin as soon as this fall.
Well, it's long overdue if it's true.
It's about time.
If it's true. But Disney is desperate to get Guardians of the Galaxy somewhere into these parks as quickly as they can. I think without question. And I cannot tell you the last time I went and did Universe of Energy because it's 45 minutes I'm never getting back.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a good place to hang out on a hot day,
Sleep.
but that's about all it has going for it.
Yeah, I don't.
Because you can get a whole bench by yourself and actually lay down.
And fall
I
asleep.
heard.
You heard.
And then if somebody triggers the car and tries to get out, then you can stay even longer.
Oh, goodness.
Because I've been there when that's happened.
Is that what you do?
No, I was so glad when I first came on the Diz Unplugged and I started writing blogs. That was the first blog that I wrote that I couldn't understand why anybody would ever want to go in that attraction. And I don't have, usually if it's a Disney attraction, I like it. But that's an attraction that's needed an update or something done to it for years, and they haven't done anything.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't get it.
It's also kind of
It's not like Exxon can't afford the.
Right.
It's also out of the way. I think they need to make a shortcut. Where you rent strollers and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
just cut straight there, and it might be a little shortcut to Mission Space. But
So you think it suffers because of its location?
well, if they do this, it's still out of the way.
I think it suffers because the ride sucks. But
Yeah.
Well, I agree with that. I'm not disagreeing with that, but it is still out of the way. Even with Guardians of the Galaxy, it's going to be out of the way.
But Guardians of the Galaxy, that could be.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
cool.
such a huge space too.
But then everybody started saying that now that do they need to name Future World something else? Because between Guardians of the Galaxy and Frozen, it's not really.
Well, Frozen's not in Future Worlds,
Well, but in World Showcase, but like they're changing the vision for Epcot. Do you think that is starting something, or is this just,
maybe, but maybe it's a vision that needs to change.
Yeah.
So far, I've been happy with what they've done with the attractions, with the exception of Figment. But what?
Sorry, I was just going to throw in a little bit more. I know whenever we talk about Marvel, there's always big confusion about what can actually be used and what can't be. And a little while ago, another great Universal website called Orlando United posted a really big.
Familiar with that website? I don't know what's happening.
I don't know either. But they posted a really big article on basically the verbiage of everything that was used with the Marvel contract. And from what they're posting and the way they were describing it, although Disney cannot use like Spider-Man, Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, at Walt Disney World. They can use those in Disneyland because it's east of the Mississippi. However, apparently there's a part in there that says that no Marvel property can be used as an attraction in a theme park within 60 miles of Universal Orlando. So what they're saying is whenever we saw like Star-Lord at that meet and greet, whenever they were there for the Villains Unleashed event, that was Disney kind of throwing a test out to see what would happen if they started messing around with a character. But the way they're quoting it is that it's not possible for Disney to put an attraction in without facing legal repercussions on it. So I don't know how much to actually believe this at all. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
He's talking to Oliver, not you.
I'm trying to correct Oliver here. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
And before we move on, Oliver, can you hear me? Switch to them, not me.
Switch to who? Oliver?
Yeah, switch to both. No, switch
I
to
can
Craig.
hear you.
The whole production nook.
Oh, okay. Here we are.
Oliver, can you look up, and Craig, can you look down? I want to do like a Brady Bunch thing.
Oliver, hold.
That's what you were trying to tell me. Okay.
That's perfect.
All right.
You
You
should
were
hold
trying to
your,
tell me. You were trying to tell me this while Craig was talking. I couldn't understand what he was saying. So, all right, Kathy, thank you
You're
for
welcome.
the news. We're gonna move on to rapid fire, but before that, we've got our own Oliver Green out at the Polynesian, where he's living large. And how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm here at the Polynesian. I've picked the Oasis pool to show everyone today. It's the newish pool. It opened up earlier this year. It's replaced the quiet pool in the area. Let me lift up the camera. I'm going to go really steady because I know last week I was a bit shaky. So let me see if I can be as smooth as possible. There you go.
right as that lady got in the water.
And you can see the pool.
Yeah, it's a nice pool. I was admiring
very
it
nice.
this weekend. I guess that's their quote unquote quiet pool. So you have the feature
It is.
pool over and where it always has been, and then this pool. Plus, they've added a bar and grill to this area too, haven't they?
They certainly have. I've actually just been brought a drink from that bar right now. I'm not too sure what it is, but it's very good.
Is it alcoholic?
No.
Well, it must be because he's starting to move the camera around
Yeah,
again.
here we go. Here we go.
How many
The
trees can we see?
merry-go-round.
It's Vertigo with Oliver.
I want to take you over to the Oasis Bar and Grill and show you that so you can see what that's all about. as
Put a
well.
napkin
So,
over the top of your drink before you leave it.
Is he walking?
There you are.
Ooh.
Oh, Lord.
So, what kind of food are they offering over there?
They're offering just general bar-y type snacks,
Bar-y?
stuff you'd normally see. I'm just trying to wing it off the top of my head. If I'm being completely honest, I've not got a clue what they're serving over there.
Oh, that's a way to prep for the show.
I know, yeah. I apologise. No, I was getting too nervous about going live again. It brings back all the nerves, like from my first show. Whenever we have to do these live links.
Well, hold on a second, because I think I took a photo of the menu. I did.
There you go.
Let's see. Starters, you have a spinach and watermelon salad that's $10. You have an Oasis salad, which is edamame, vegetables, crispy wontons, and a citrus vinaigrette. You can add chicken or shrimp to that. Seasonal fruit plate, chili spiced Asian sticky wings. All of those are $10. And then for entrees, you have sashimi of tuna, salmon, and hamachi. You getting that right?
Wasn't looking.
Hamachi?
Yes.
Kahlua pork sliders, teriyaki glazed Angus chuck burger, Angus chuck cheddar burger. So you got burgers, salads, some signature desserts, things like that. Nice little addition. I believe that stays open till about 8 o'clock every night.
I will certainly give it a go. It will be a bit later on though, because this morning I did my breakfast at Captain Cook's, and there'll be a vlog up about that as well at some point in the future.
And I just want to yesterday, I want to thank Debbie from Mount Dora, who I ran into yesterday at the Poly, right after I had dinner at Ohana, and just talking about how good it was. And she was telling me how her and her husband always get Ohana delivered to the room. And I looked at her like, and she's like, you didn't know this? Because apparently they've been doing it for years, and I had no idea. You can order the Ohana Feast through room service. Same price as if you went, $40. No Hawaiian walking around playing ukulele.
And they'll keep coming back, huh?
No.
Lay in bed and
No,
eat.
but they bring you a lot of food. She took a picture and showed me like the amount of food they brought for 2 people.
Wow.
But they will bring it to your room. I had no idea. So I have asked Oliver, since Oliver is took the room last night and tonight with his husband, I've asked him tonight to do that Ohana Feast in the room and vlog it for us.
Put your jammies on while you're doing it, Oliver. Did you
What
hear
was
me?
that?
Put your jammies on before you start vlogging.
What if I don't wear pajamas?
That's okay too.
we want people to
Okay,
watch.
now this just got creepy. But you're enjoying, Oliver's getting a chance to experience a Magic Kingdom View concierge room at the Poly. And yes, I do have a
Yeah.
review coming up, folks. But you enjoying it?
Yeah, very much so. It's my first experience staying at the Polynesian, and I'm absolutely blown away. Just comparing it to our recent stay over at the Royal Pacific Resort, the Polynesian blows it out of the water on absolutely everything. I
Yep,
love it here.
Agreed. All right, Oliver. Well, thanks for dialing in. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
It's been a pleasure.
All right. Bye. I love doing the little live on location things every week. I've been wanting to do that for a while. So every week we're going to do that with either Oliver or Rhino, depending on which one's in the parks or in the resorts that day. Rhino will do it next week. Who knows?
Putting him
where
at Pop.
Yeah.
Is he Pop?
We'll put him.
Pop.
We'll put him out on 192.
Oh, even better.
He knows those corners well.
My regular evening.
All right, we're going to move on to rapid fire. We're going to go ahead and start with you, Mrs. Whirling.
Okay. Disney World is going to hold a countdown to midnight event at the Contemporary Resort on New Year's Eve. So if you're looking for some place to hang out on New Year's Eve, it'll be in the convention center. It'll run from 8 p.m. until 1 a.m. You'll have access to a buffet menu with food and wine from signature dining locations around the world. In addition, entertainment will be provided by a DJ and the musical group Alter Ego. And at the end of the evening, those in attendance can make their way to the convention center, Porte-Cochere, to view the fireworks display from the Magic Kingdom. Isn't that like a weird place to, like, out in front of the...
I think you get a decent view.
But, I mean, you would think they'd take you on the observation deck up by whatever. But the cost, and once you've enjoyed the party, Disney will provide free bus transportation back to your respective resort if you're staying on property. The event costs $225. Tax and gratuity are included, and cancellations must be made at least 48 hours prior to the event or all payments will be lost. And they opened it up the other day to resort guests, and everybody else can start booking as of yesterday.
Yeah, and pack your patience if you're calling in for this, because I did this morning and booked it, and woman had she was very sweet, but she had no idea what I was talking about, and she had a hunt. I was on the phone for a good 20 minutes getting this booked. Had no idea what it was. But yeah, I booked it.
Oh, good.
So I'm anxious. I've got a room there for that over New Year's Eve. Yeah, that'd be fun. Are you with us, Teresa?
I am.
You look like you're about to nod off into a
No,
coma.
I'm fine. Just got a little headache. I'm good. Cool.
All right. Well, thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome.
We'll move over to you, headache
I'm
lady.
here, heavily drugged. Disney is currently testing the use of installed stationary cameras activated by guests at non-attraction locations around the Magic Kingdom. Guests are able to stand in front of a stationary camera, activate the camera to take their photo, and then link it to their My Disney Experience PhotoPass account, just as they would when interacting with a PhotoPass photographer in the parks. Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
They do it at Universal. They have the automated, like at the Jurassic Park area. You can get there's like the Jeep and the
Yeah,
I
that's
think
right.
it's the Spinosaurus
Are
is
they
coming
going to
out.
get rid of the PhotoPass people, or is this just
No,
an
this
addition
is an
to?
addition.
I think it's definitely good for some areas, and I've been very vocal about sometimes my distrust of the PhotoPass people. They essentially hand them cameras. They might not have any experience and background in photography. Hand them cameras. They get a sheet of paper that tells them what settings they should set it at each location, and any photographer knows that you can't just abide by that one thing. You might have to adjust stuff, but they're not trained to do that. They have to follow what's on there, and half the times I get a photo, it'll be completely out of focus, which makes no sense because they have it on autofocus all the time.
Yeah.
We recently started doing it. I was never a fan of PhotoPass because I always brought my camera, but I was also never in the family photos. It's just my kids, and,
Yeah.
Julie and the kids. But I enjoy it now that it's free with an annual pass. So
Yeah.
it's like, forget it, and it comes
Just
to your
do
phone
it,
right
yeah.
away.
I know.
And you're able to send it out.
You can't beat that.
Social media right away. So I enjoy it now. It's like a backup.
It's
like our backup.
I know people were complaining about the price increase and stuff in the annual pass, and then they added that in. I think that's a great perk.
Oh, it is.
I love it, and I'm using it a lot. I never used PhotoPass before.
Yeah, I was going to say, I very seldom ever used PhotoPass. Till now I get it for free. That's a great way.
Corey, you're right. There's always someone who's not in the picture.
Right, exactly. It's great.
Yeah,
Julie asked
I'm
me,
not.
Come on, let's take a photo with Mickey. I'm like, all right.
Well, you need to, yeah, because I've got 20 years of I'm not in any photos.
Yeah.
That's my family, but I can't prove it, right? Sucks.
Just Photoshop yourself in.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you, Teresa. Corey Patrick.
All right, Disney released the 2016 Candlelight Processional Narrators. There are still plenty that haven't been announced, but so far we have Stephen Curtis Chapman, Neil Patrick Harris, Whoopi Goldberg, Meredith Vieira, Joe Morton, and Cal Ripken Jr. He's new this year. They also released the package pricing and dining locations. There are 17 to choose from.
And they're doing it outside of Epcot now.
Which I thought was like Captain's Grill at the Yacht Club.
Okay, under no circumstances. Listen to me. Listen, you. Under no circumstances should you be eating a Captain's Grill. Horrible, 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 horrible place. Do not destroy your Christmas celebration with a vile meal from that cesspool. Go ahead.
The prices do vary depending on the restaurant, of course, and also the meals they offer. Some offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Some just do lunch and dinner. But we have the whole list. I'm not going to read them through right now. But
Yeah,
check them out.
I keep forgetting to tell my mother that because we do the Candlelight Processional dinner package every year. That's a tradition. This year I got it on her birthday. So we're going for your birthday, Mom, because she's watching. I keep forgetting to tell her.
Now she knows.
Now she knows.
Mark your
But
calendar.
I found a great present for her for Christmas the other day. I'll give her that night.
Aw. You can be a sweet son.
Oh, wait till you see how sweet I am. Wait till you see it. It was really nice. I was like, ooh, okay, yeah.
Did you say Cal Ripken? Cal Ripken Jr. Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
That
You'd
is
be good.
completely different.
Wait,
He's a famous baseball
Baseball
player.
player.
Orioles, third base.
He's probably going to knock it out of the park that night. I'm serious.
That was a home run.
John's
with
not
the
here to
Oak.
be corny.
do you think he can read in full sentences?
Oh my.
Let's hope.
Oh, he's absolutely brilliant. I think he's going to be spectacular at it. Because a lot of times it's really tricky. You think someone's going to be good, and then they get up there and they're just so flat.
I think he's cute too, if I remember. Not that it matters.
Tell
I
us, Craig.
can't.
Is he?
I'm sorry.
Is he? She almost got
For an
you.
older dude, maybe, I don't know. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna go back to sleep. Moving on.
Yeah, really. All right. Well, thank you, Corey. Rhino.
Mine is there's a Levi store opening at Disney Springs this summer where you can get a jean jacket and look as uncomfortable as this young lady in this photo. Get your stiff jeans here at Disney Springs. I should have said that differently. Get your rigid jeans here at Disney Springs. Anyway, who cares about Levi? Okay.
Really?
Yeah,
I love
it's
Levi's.
not 1971 anymore. I'm not wearing Levi's.
Hey,
Also, I wasn't alive in 1975.
Classic. They're
Careful.
classic.
They are classic.
Levi
Levi's will never go
jacket?
out of
No.
style.
They are the original gene. They are the original gene, and
They'll
I don't
never
think
go out
they've
of style.
changed their style since they originally came out.
They've adapted, and the little jacket never goes out of style.
I do.
Every
say-
generation wears that jacket.
I will say I do own a jean jacket, so I'm not going to knock it that hard. But that's interesting. That's the first kind of, I don't want to say lower level store, but Levi is like a store for everybody.
Mainstream. kind
Yeah,
of thing,
that's finally going in there. So maybe that'll help out. Maybe you'll see me in a future Levi T-shirt. I don't know. Not the pants though.
Okay. Craig.
Okay, Cali River Rapids is testing a single rider line for a little bit here in July. So yeah, if you are looking to go on, maybe you can take part of the test, ride single rider, cut your wait time down if you can't get a fast pass. Might be fun. I don't like Cali.
Have to try it. I haven't been on it in eons.
Yeah, I should give it another shot. I was able to ride Grizzly River Rapids out in Disneyland, Disney California Adventure, just this last week, and I forgot how much I enjoyed that one, so I'll give Cali another shot, but it always felt really short and
Grizzly
not
doesn't
worth the wait.
have that fire pit that's roasting you while you're already
Yeah.
hot too. So that's the other thing I don't like about Cali. It's like, oh, here's your water ride, tricked you. It's just you're gonna go by this fire the whole time.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Craig. Before we wrap up, I just want to talk a little bit about the weekend. First of all, I hope everyone had a great 4th of July. I certainly did. I was inspired by Craig's when we did the What We Love About the Disney Resorts, and Craig talked about how he loves to do Polynesian, go eat at the Poly on the 4th of July and then go down the beach and watch the fireworks. I was like, wow, what a great idea. So I booked a room over there. I am going to do a full review on it, so I'm not going to go into any of those details here. But I was able to get a room, concierge in the Hawaii building, theme park view, for under $600 a night.
Yeah, that's
which,
good.
if you've ever looked at the price of those rooms, it's not unheard of for them to be $800-900 a night. So I was like, "Oh, I'm going to jump," because the prices at the deluxes this summer have been phenomenal. I mean, they've been great pricing. So I jumped all over that, and I knew I wasn't going to use it. I think I got it for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, 3 nights. I wasn't going to use it for all of it, so that's why I let one of the guys, so Oliver and his husband, have it tonight. And I decided to come home early last night because I forgot to take the garbage out. So he and Spencer had it last night too. But I got to tell you what a great job they did with just 4th of July in general. In terms of having, a lot of extra stuff for the kids to do. If you were staying concierge, they had a special area on the beach with chairs and towels for you to watch the fireworks. Which I thought was really, really nice touch. And those fireworks, I mean, they're just spectacular.
Yeah, they were.
They're spectacular. I think Sunday night, we watched them on the walkway between the Grand Floridian and the Poly. And that was a great place to watch them, too, because there was nobody else around.
Okay.
And we got a great view there, but of course, watching it from the beach at the Poly was
They
fantastic.
do the 4th of July fireworks 2 nights?
Yeah, they do it on the 3rd and the 4th.
Oh, okay.
And we went and did dinner at Ohana, which was phenomenal. I got to tell you, that dinner is.
Is Lapoa still there?
She is, but she wasn't. She hasn't been like the last 3 times I've gone.
Okay.
I think she's later in the night, and I tend to get my reservations earlier in the evening. Like yesterday, we was 3:30.
Yeah.
Oh,
2:30.
wow. That is early.
You got to jump on them before the crowds get in.
Yeah.
But we had a really nice weekend. It was a really, really nice weekend over on property.
Nice.
Yesterday was hot though.
Oh,
Yesterday was like oppressive.
unbelievably hot.
That was the first day of the season that the heat bothered me.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I felt really comfortable.
It was
so far
hot,
this
and it
season.
started out hot. It didn't even start off. You woke up and it was already too hot.
It's like an oven.
Yeah, it was. Calvin was out there cooking out, and I was watching him through the window. I felt for him.
What'd you do, Kathy?
I watched the fireworks online. I didn't want to get anywhere near a park, especially Magic Kingdom, with all the people. So
That's why I like staying at the Poly, because it's just
Oh, yeah.
okay, going back to my room now. Yeah, because there was a lot of people there that clearly weren't staying at the.
It rained where we were. Did it rain by y'all?
It
did rain.
almost.
It did
We got some lightning, but then it passed.
Katie watched it from the TTC because she had been working all day. So she watched it from there. But I loved watching it because they had one of their cameras at the Poly showing the view across the lake. So it was nice to see the different shots that you would never get if you were standing in Magic Kingdom. And then I didn't have to try to find my way out of Magic Kingdom. But it was a great way to see the fireworks. And their system didn't crash, which is unusual because usually when they broadcast something, their
Goes down.
videos go down. So.
Well, we did I just decided to do an impromptu live stream on my my Facebook page last night. I haven't used the live thing on Facebook before, so I didn't want to announce it and then not be able to do it. So just tried it and it worked pretty good.
Oh, that's good.
Worked pretty good. So, what about you? What did you guys do?
Oh, we went and watched the fireworks over near the house. We didn't make any plans for the whole day. So we started our day around like 7 o'clock and just enough to get out there and watch the fireworks over on the other side of town.
I don't know what fireworks I can see from my yard, but I can see. It might be Orlando, maybe. I don't know.
Like Lake Eola, you think?
Maybe, but we had a good view from the driveway.
There's so many options to watch fireworks.
And then all my crazy neighbors and all their.
I tell you though,
private.
you're not going to see them like the
Oh
Magic
no!
Kingdom.
Yeah,
no.
of course
no,
not.
no.
You're not.
Were
But
amazing.
I just don't know if I want to fight that crowd. And then driving back, we used to go stay at Celebration and do the thing there, but it gets pretty crowded there too. But it was nice having a hotel right there. But
Well, that's why. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do it. I really wouldn't. Even though I ended up driving home last night, I really want to do it. I think I'm gonna make that like a regular thing now. I'm gonna stay like at the Poly or the Contemporary or
That's nice.
even the Grand and do that every 4th of July. I'm like just new tradition.
We used to go to the Epcot fireworks all the time, but the first time we did it, we made the mistake of, we had a very upfront parking spot, and it took us like 2.5 hours to get out of Epcot.
Oh yeah.
So then we parked in, that little lot, like by the boardwalk where you can park. So we parked over there so that you're going the opposite way of all the traffic. Because nothing kills it, like after you've seen this great, because Epcot's with the tag at the end for 4th of July, they're great, but it's then trying to get out of there. If you're taking a bus or a monorail, be prepared to wait.
Yeah, so Epcot does the normal illuminations and then does the
they
add-on
have
for
the-
4th of July,
yeah.
kind of like what they do for Christmas, whereas Magic Kingdom does an entirely different show than Wishes. It's not Wishes. It's just it's a 4th of July show. So, but all right. So nobody else has anything they want to talk about with 4th of July?
It was nice.
I was with you.
I was able to celebrate. Yesterday I was recovering from jet lag all day, and the 3rd I was busy, but I was able to celebrate on the 2nd whenever I went to California and went to the Hollywood Bowl for that. And so if anyone has never been to the Hollywood Bowl and you have a chance to see any concert there, I've seen a lot of concerts in my life, and between there and Red Rocks, those are like the two places you have to go to before you die if you're a music fan and you want to watch something spectacular. And it was cool, and I ran into one of our podcast friends, Dina, there too. So it was always good to see it. So I had a good 4th of July
Awesome.
on the 2nd.
On the 2nd.
And Rhino forewent watching the fireworks to go home and take his dog out.
I did. I rescued a dog last August, and he's still a little puppy. He only turned 1 in January, and so he has a little bit of anxiety when it comes to like leaving and that stuff. But I knew he was going to have some issues because the jerks that live in my neighborhood like to set off fireworks all times of the year. So
I know, I hate that.
yeah, and it just takes that one noise to make your dog not want to go outside anymore.
It's
and
stressful
so
on the
it's
pets.
hard.
How does Abby handle it? Does she get
She gets with anything, with the fireworks, with lightning, thunder. She gets nervous, but she's pretty good. I had a big problem with Max because when Max was little, I lived in downtown.
Yeah.
I was literally a block away from Lake Eola,
Ooh.
So it sounds like a war zone on 4th of
Right.
July. And he would, the minute he would hear, after like the first time he heard that, went through that, every time he heard fireworks, he was hiding.
Yeah.
He was hiding.
That was Klaus does not like the fireworks. He just kind of clings to me. Now the new one, little Earl was at the window trying to see what was going on. You know, something's happening out there. I gotta see it. He
Well,
hasn't learned to.
My dog, because we have the Universal fireworks literally right above our apartment every single night. So he was scared for like the first 2 weeks, and now he'll sit out there and watch them.
Yeah.
Whenever I take him outside, it's hilarious.
Yeah, see the Universal ones when I first got Rocket and Artie, those ones they reacted to, but now I think they're used to that noise. But it's just whatever they were doing in my thing was just setting my poor guy off a little bit. So he did all right though. He did good. He was happy to.
This is the first year where we didn't have a dog to worry about. We have 2 fish now. They seem to take it pretty good. they didn't, those 2 beta fish, they're still fine.
you got betta fishes?
Yeah, because we know they'll die next week. And so we, but Ferris, he doesn't like loud noises. So he'll just, even inside, he's like, too loud. And we send him to school, I send him like the ear protection I wear for the gun range. Because when they do the fire drills, he completely flips out.
Yeah.
And so even when we watch fireworks, like him and Julie, they watched it inside the car. So he misses the whole loud pops, and Finley's doing back handsprings.
When we used to go to the parks for fireworks when we first moved here, Stella was little, and we'd always have to leave the park and take it from the outside. She didn't want to be up close because she doesn't like the loud noises. She didn't want to be up close underneath it all. So, and she still doesn't go out and enjoy it. She didn't enjoy it.
I was just glad there wasn't any violence anywhere because they had everybody so,
Yeah.
wound up that extra police and extra this, and it's like, oh, please don't let anything happen.
Well, I got to tell you, at least from my perspective at the Poly, I think they did a superb job. Not just, in terms of just generally, but in terms of how, because they had a big crowd there. They were doing really good, organizing people and also making sure that only, resort guests were in the pool area and things like that. So they did an awesome job. I would absolutely do the Poly again for 4th. So.
Oh, that's good.
But all right, that is going to do it for our show for this week. We hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back with you again. We'll be back with you again next time with another edition of the Diz Unplugged. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and please remember, stay out of the damn lakes. I will not give up that. I'm sorry.